Do you want to make your career as a SAP MM consultant? Do you want to work in a SAP implementation projects? Then join this forum, watch this video. This will help you to make yourself as a SAP MM consultant in a very short span. So the today agenda is what a MM consultant regressively used in a day-to-day basis or in a project or in their transactional event that we are trying to focus in a in-depth manner. So without further delay, let's move and understand what are the material management T codes are generally and commonly used on day-to-day basis and make a consultant easier their life. So the first transaction code which is listed in the presented screen is related to the material master. Friends, I'll be teach you in a slider manner as well as going to teach you in the SAP S4 HANA environment too. Generally, the master data is created, changed and modified. While going for create, the transaction code should be different, modified or change the transaction code be different, and the display the transaction code should be different. In presented screen you can see it MM01 for create, 02 for change and 03 for display. Similarly, same thing we can able to check it out in SAP S4 HANA environment and understand how exactly it is being look like, what to be the interface is being. So first of all have to put MM01 and the interface is look like this type. Similarly, I am moving towards the MM02. Now the interface is look like, and similarly going to the MM03 and the interface should be look like. If you can clearly observe, then here the name of this particular interface is dramatically changed. Once again I can repeat so that a beginners can easily understand and focus it. MM01, right? Now the interface is saying that yes, it is being available for create. Understand guys, one more thing, this forum is related to understand the basic concept of the interface and understand what are the all transaction codes required to make as a SAP MM consultant. Okay, and that we are going to highlight in this forum and going to execute it. However, if anyone is wanted to know how to create a material master in details, what are the fields called it as a required, what are the fields are called it as a optional, what are the fields called it as a open field, then the detailed video is available in our playlist. Check it out and facilitate that opportunity as well as the knowledge too. Going ahead to understand the second master data. So the second master data which we are speaking it out and available in the presented screen is called it a vendor master, commonly known it as the supplier, commonly known it as the distributor, but in SAP it's called it as a vendor master. So there are two different kind of transaction code is listed over here. One is called MK, FK and XK, and that to be create the vendor master through MK01, MK02, MK03. Similarly FK01, FK02 and FK03, XK01, XK02 and XK03. This all transaction codes facilitated in SAP in the older version of ECC. But if you are moving and stepping your career towards the SAP S4 HANA, commonly pronounced as S4 H, then in that case the transaction code offered by SAP is called BP, business transactions, called it as the business partner. Now all transaction code B will be cross-checked in our SAP system. Going ahead, first started with MK01 and the interface will be look like this. Similarly to MK02 and the interface will be look like this type. If you are stepping ahead to MK03, how the interface will be look like? It will be look like this type. Guys, here also many interviews questions are coming into the picture. For creating a vendor master through MK01, what are the client independent data or required data to be inserted in the beginning of the journey or beginning of the session or beginning of the step movement. Then in that case, you guys can able to give the appropriate answer by watching this particular video. Going ahead, next to called it as FK01. Now how it is look like? The interface is look like this, precisely using by the finance people. Now FK02, you can see it. This particular interface will be look like this type. Similar to FK03, and the interfaces look like, as I already said, always can cross check and keep and give a deep look about this particular descriptions which SAP is keep repeatedly and frequently changed when we are giving or putting the specified transaction code in the transaction bar. Now moving towards the centralized transaction code XK01 and similar to that XK02, XK02 and XK03 live consecutively. XK03. In between, I'm using one shortcut key. Definitely also using some shortcut key through the keyboard, through which I'm not using the mouse button frequently. So if anyone interested to understand the shortcut key available or what are the shortcut key can able to help me in your day-to-day life, the different shortcut key videos is available, functional, technical and a generic shortcut key used for end users as well as consultant. Check out our playlist, you will get those videos also, and that is being available in English as well as Hindi version too. One more announcement we are trying to highlight over here. We are keep introducing the different modular languages, different state languages, so that any of the job seekers, any of the students can easily understand based on their mother tongue. Currently we are introducing a Bengali language. Very soon we will be introduce the other languages like Odia languages as well as the Tamil, Telugu and subsequently the other languages too. Going ahead, the third master data which is being listed in our presented screen is called the source list, created by ME01, edit or change by the ME04 and display by ME03. One thing I just want to highlight over here, source list is an assignment. Then in that case SAP never ever going to write the description as create. SAP will be write the description called it as a maintain because it is an assignment. Now moving ahead and understand, ME01 is for the assignment, so system say that is a maintain. Similar to that, going ahead to understand ME04 for modify or changes. You can see here changes is being displayed. Now ME03 is called it as your display. ME03 is called it as the display. So this way SAP facilitates the transaction code in Material Management Module. The very next master data we are going to list it out and focus through our screen is purchase info record. Transaction code subsequently available ME11, 12 and 13 for create, change and display. Let's cross check. ME11 it's for create and then go for ME12 for change and then go for ME13 is for display. So this is the listed transaction code so far we are displaying and available in Material Management Module, surfacing to the master data. The last master data we are going to focus it, that's called it as the service master. AC01, 02 and 03 is subsequently used for create, modify or change or display. Now change to SAP screen and understand. In the session you can see here AC01 create, service master create is being available. Service master is also called it as the activity number. Here I am showing it as activity number. You will find it out here the create button through which you can able to create, and Definitely there are different shortcut keys being available through which you can able to facilitate, create, change and display. So SE03 is being carried out for display, and you guys can able to practice yourself in your own system so that understand and get a more handy while you are operating it. However, this particular session is arranged, if you are not going to practice it, you are constrained in the licenses, then in that case this particular video will be help you how the interfaces look like and what are the parameters you have to be used consequently for moving and stepping ahead. For detail, again, for any sort of master data, whether material master, vendor master, source list, info record, as well as service master, it's already available in our play button in our playlist, and that you can able to facilitate as per your own availability, flexibility and understanding. Again, it is available in the different languages. You can able to prefer your own mother tongue and facilitate it. Moving towards the transactional data. Again, here transactional data is going to take a vital role in SAP, where all the business transactions is going to carry out. Many more functional consultants are keep deep focusing about the transactional data. So being a SAP consultant, being a SAP MM consultant, definitely you will be focused on the MDM, master data management, which is covers all the master data part, and similarly you will be more focused to the transactional data, as because either you can able to implement a project, that time you have to cross check your scenario, either you can able to upgrade your project, that time you are going to revalidate whether your scenario is accurately working fine or not after the successful upgradations. Whenever you will be support, that time you can able to understand, the problem arises because of this, because this master data or this particular data is missing, or maybe this is the wrong part. So before to that, how this particular interfaces look like, what are the transactions being facilitated, that I am highlighting. So first transactional data where we are highlighted in our screen is related to the purchase requisition, and that to be create, edit or display, means create, change and display through ME51N, ME52N and ME53N subsequently. Let's move to the SAP and understand. ME51N is the transaction code through which we will be identify, yes, this is the purchase requisition, creation, initiation screen. Now move towards the second transaction code, called it as ME52N, and that to be available for modifying the purchase requisition. Consequently, I'm just moving ahead the another transaction code ME53N, and this will be look like this type. So for create, always you don't have the data. For modify, it's definitely have the data because the data is available, and that is the reason you are going ahead. And for display, the data is already available. You are just going to cross check because it's one sort of free put. Now move ahead to the second transaction code, that's called the purchase requisition release, and that is being possible through the transaction code of ME54N. So release are different type. There is a first level of release, second level of release, third level of release. If the purchase requisition have the release matrix being assigned, then definitely it will becomes under the release. If the purchase requisition do not have the release matrix or not falls under the release matrix, then system will be give the messages as you can see it in the presented screen. If anyone interested that how the purchase requisition release matrix get configured in SAP in terms of the master data, in terms of the configurable data, in terms of the business transactions, do comments. Will be create a separate video for the easy understanding as per your convenience language. Going ahead to understand the next part, called it as the RFQ. RFQ will be placed through ME41. Go ahead and understand. So this is called the RFQ. Yes, and RFQ will be look like this type. This is available in your presented screen. Now very next to that will be moved towards the price maintenance in RFQ, that to be ME47. So go ahead and put it ME47. I am using one shortcut key. That is the reason system is going to move ahead further. As I already explained, for shortcut key is going to give you a flexi life in your day-to-day activity, and for all shortcut key respect to the functional consultant is available in our playlist. Go and check out, it will definitely help you. Although many of the interviewers is also going to ask about the smart work, and that then in that case, if you use this particular shortcut key and giving them the right and appropriate synchronized answer, then they will be more happy and your selections procedures will be more and more increases, and the percentage of getting the offer letter will be the confident one. Now moving towards the next shortcut key is called it as the vendor selections. In any case, there are list of vendors are available, and trying to select it which one is preferable for mine, then in that case the vendor selections is coming into the picture, and the transaction code should be ME49, and through which we can do and surface all these activities. Now moving towards the next transaction code, and that to be facilitated for purchase order, ME21N for create, edit ME22N and display ME23N. Here I am trying to highlight one thing, guys. Those who are new to this forum, please like, share and subscribe, and those who are continue our journey, do like, share too, and comments if you required any sort of further clarification or any informative video as per your perspective will be brought out. And one more announcement also I am trying to do it. We are also doing the live forum arrangement, and that is happening in every Saturday, and anyone can able to join, where we can able to give the plenty of knowledge related to how to grab the job in campus, off campus, what is the implementation projects, what is the driveline of implementation projects, what are the milestones is being followed in the implementation projects, and detailed roadmap too. Like that, there are many informations we are sharing across in the panel. There are expertise are available, though are really hiring on the spot itself. Join the forum, you will get definitely benefit. If your CV is not being shortlisted, will be shortlisted over there and going to give you the reference directly. Guys, move ahead and understand what ME21N, 22N and 23N really works. So ME21N is the transaction code for creating or available for purchase order. Now here we through this transaction code will be create a new purchase order or fresh purchase order. Similar to that, ME22N will facilitate for modifying the purchase order. If the purchase order is being available in your database or in your system, then you wants to modify it, use this transaction code. Go ahead to do the transaction code of ME23N, and that will be available for display the purchase order, and the interface are look like this type. Now move towards the second activity, which is listed in our presented screen in the sequence number 7, called ME29N. So ME29N is precisely used for release the purchase order, and purchase order release is depend upon your delegation structures. So if your delegation structure is mapped, then you can able to release. So release may be one stage of release, release may be two stages of release, release may be three stages of release. So if anyone wanted that, yes, how to configure release matrix, delegation structure, one step release, header release and footer release, with classification and without classification, do comment. Will be create a separate video, or else will be arrange a live forum and live demonstrate in the live environment. Going ahead to the next transactional code where we can list it. So this transaction code is related to the goods receipt. Goods receipt towards the direct purchase and indirect purchase. So that is the reason here two transaction code is listed. The second transaction code, the service transaction code, park it sometime. First of all, discuss about the goods receipt. Precisely, goods receipt is carried out through the MIGO. And here you can see how this transaction code is look like. Eventually, I am going to tell you this is related to IM. If you are looking for EWM, embedded warehouse management, if you are looking for the decentral warehouse management, then in that case the transaction code is different. That transaction code is already available in our YouTube playlist that you can able to find it too. Guys, move ahead and understand further. Now I am going to tell you how to identify this entry sheet. Entry sheet is carried out through the ML81N, through which you can able to understand, oh, this interfaces look like, and I can able to create an interface of service entry sheet. So while creating the interface, while creating the entry sheet, you required a service purchase order, and that you have to choose through this particular button. Detailed video is already available. Now move towards the last, not least, transaction code is being mentioned by using this forum called the MIRO. M-I-R-O. This is called the invoice payment acknowledgement or initiation towards the organization. So 9050 is the Metaphor Consulting company code, and through which we can able to move ahead to the next level of the interface, and that I'm trying to show off. Now you can see here. Guys, this is the most important transaction code a beginner must have to be learn. Then in that case, they can able to step ahead their career to a consultant journey. So my dear friend, if you have any problem or finding any difficulties while practice operating or maybe giving services at your organization, do reach us without hesitations. Our team will be help you out. Let's understand few more things about the Metaphor Consulting too. So Metaphor Consulting is not only provide the training as well as providing the 100% job guarantee facility. There is a scheme and programming is available. Detail available in this helpline. Reach out anytime 24/7. You will be get the detailed clarity. Thank you guys for your precious time available to this forum as well as watching it. But yes, please do like, subscribe. It will be motivate us. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys.